India has got such a large, I mean, cross section of people in music that
Uh-huh.
it's very difficult to sort of categorize it. Of course, film music is the primary this thing, but that has gone down over the past couple of
Yeah.
years for a few reasons. One is the quality of film music has overall gone down. Even the film musicians are doing independent projects and stuff like that. They've started their own labels or this
Yeah.
thing. Number two, the cinema halls are not attracting, except if it's a big blockbuster
Yeah.
and all that. So that is there, but there is a lot of audiences for different kinds of music.
Yeah.
So people say that this genre is dying and all that. I don't think so,
Yeah.
because every time I attend a show, a ghazal show, some artists they have full houses. Likewise, classical music.
I really never bought into that. Classical music, it's gonna outlive everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, because you go to the small towns, the kind of
Yeah.
this thing that they have, and even if you go to places like Dadar Matunga Cultural Center
Yeah.
or Veer Savarkar Auditorium and all that, so these are venues. In
Yeah.
places in the bigger auditoriums, they probably go by the name and the star, this thing, the star value and all that. Like, but there are a lot of younger musicians in the classical this thing, and there's a lot of talent.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of talent which is not recognized as much as they should be and not promoted as they should be.
Yeah.
Which is part of the this thing, because people look for image and all that, like saleability of the artist. That's what, from an industry perspective, that is what they look at. But there are certain artists who are very, very talented, and unless they develop their own niche following and all that,
Yeah.
then they do not really make it into the big this thing. So even in independent music, there's a lot of talent. There's a lot of people just attempting to be there because it's a in thing
Yeah.
there. I mean, and like I know of this thing. They are not really their songs are not this thing. They sometimes produce anything and all that, but there are people backing them, or they have the financial ability
Yeah.
to promote themselves and talk about this many views and all that, like. So that thing, so it's a mixed this thing, but definitely a lot of the good thing about this independent thing is a lot of different genres are being discovered.
Yeah.
Folk fusion, for instance. A lot of folk music has remained within the confines of the states, like, but now it's traveling across. Except for Punjabi music, which was all
Yeah.
over, people did not really. I mean, there was a little bit of Rajasthani and some this thing, select audience, but now people from here and there are listening to it. A lot of South music is going. OTT is also helping,
Yeah.
because certain films have a lot of South Indian music is becoming popular in other parts
Yeah.
because of this whole this thing. So it's all getting the right. So that's how the industry stands today. But again, there are a lot of things that are not there as it was before. That thing about artist and repertoire, A&R, what they
A&R.
call, yeah. So that was a very strong function in a music label. Today it's like it's hardly existent in the way it used to be. Like,
I think today musicians have to pretty much do
yeah,
it all
yeah,
themselves.
themselves.
And then once they reach there, then maybe the label will look at them.
Yeah. Also, PR plays a very important role today,
Yeah.
and some musicians get through because of that, and some musicians stay a little this thing. So all that is there, but those are things that one has to accept and probably adjust according to what this thing
Yeah.
happens.
So, like every industry goes through a sort of a development arc where it's getting more organized and regulated. Like a big chunk of our industry is unorganized. Majority.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
don't remember the statistic. I had read it in some report. Where do you think we are on that arc?
Where, in the sense that
In terms of getting regulated or organized, more businesses coming up to help with basically the discovery of these artists and for the music's getting a large
I think,
audience.
look, if things go right the way they are going now, we went through a phase when 2-3 years nothing was happening because
Yeah.
of the lockdown. Before that, things were picking up, and then suddenly, but now
Yeah.
things are picking up again.
Again.
So there are two things that are blossoming. One is that everybody is the one blessing that happened during those 2-3 years when we were down is that many people were at home.
Yeah.
That made them think. in terms of quality, in terms of producing good music. And a lot of
Yeah.
people have been doing that. Otherwise, it's what a musician's life normally is going and attending your commitments, you're traveling around. A lot of time is going, especially if you're a live performer, you keep
Yeah.
traveling and all that. So, and then you're in the studio a lot of time and retakes and all those things and things like that. So time goes there,
Yeah.
and so when one was home, people had a chance to sort of think in terms of what to produce, and a lot of that is being seen now today in
Yeah.
terms of quality of songs that have generally come up, and also like in terms of live shows, because so much is happening, because there was nothing 2 years back. Now every day, and plus venues like NMACC and
Yeah.
even NCPA has always been there, but NMACC, because of that, every day they have a this thing, and these night spots that happen like Veranda and
Yeah.
Bonobo and Blue Pop Cafe and
Yeah.
these things. So they're giving exposure to artists. Uh, if it continues that way, then we can see. But again, like streaming is good in terms of exposure, but artists are not making money because of streaming.
Yeah.